Hello, everybody. And I just want to say, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. All right, so if you don't remember me, my name is the Mailman. And if you are seeing me, that can only mean one thing. Book Haul Day. So the first couple books I want to talk about, I'm going to do these kind of first and separately from the rest because these books were legitimately sent to us here at Slowly Read. Unlike the rest of the books that we had to steal from other people. So anyway, I think it's only right that we give proper shout outs and lots of love to those that are supporting us down here at Slowly Read. So let's get into it. First book I want to talk about was given to us by our good buddy Noah Warnock, and that is Born by Jeff Vandermeer. Now, I am a fan of Jeff Vandermeer after Annihilation, and I know he's kind of got that weird-ass kind of storytelling going on that I just love. And I know that this one is supposed to be pretty much just as bonkers as the rest. Born takes place, I think it's kind of in the future. Corporations have really done a number on society and whatnot, but I do believe that we have a female main character that kind of runs into this creature. It's like, what is it? It's like an animal, or it's a weird thing, and its name is Born. That's about really all I know about this book. I am really excited to get into this as well as the rest of Jeff Vandermeer's stuff, but yeah, thanks a lot, Noah. The next couple books I want to talk about were sent to us by our good buddy Evan. And I want to say thank you, Evan, because this was a huge donation to the channel. Let's get into these books, starting with The Blackguard by A.J. Smith. Now, Evan told me that this is a dark and dastardly tale, and I'm pretty intrigued to get into it, especially, just off the front, it says, Martin meets Lovecraft. And on the back... Sieges, catapults, battles, longswords, beheadings aplenty, profanity, and bloody mayhem. Enough said. The next book, I'm actually planning on putting in the lineup here fairly soon, so keep an eye out. Ka-cha! Winter Birth by Brian Rockley. So this is another one that's supposed to be really good, and Evan was telling me like the character work in here is very well done. An easy truce exists between the Thanes and the True Bloods. Now, as another winter approaches, the armies of the Black Road march south from their exile beyond the Vale of Stones. For some, war will bring a swift and violent death. Others will not hear the clash of swords or see the corpses strewn over the fields. They will see an opportunity to advance their own ambitions. But all soon will fall under the shadow that is descending. Ooh. Yeah, wintertime, winter birth, it only makes sense, guys. The other book that Evan sent us, we all know, Ka-chang! Red Country. So, guys, I know you might be thinking, hey, you only read Best Served Cold, don't be skipping no books. Well, just hold on there, soldiers. Anyway, Evan sent us Red Country, and I think that, from what I understand, this is kind of like a Western set in the First Law world. I do know that we will be revisiting some characters, certain ones that I absolutely love. I've also been warned that this book will piss me off, so, you know what, I just can't wait to get into it. Anyway, thanks, Evan, man. This was a really big help for us here at the channel. Merry Christmas. Now, I told you guys not to sweat. Bah! Yeah, that's right, the heroes. This is my next step in that journey, that First Law journey. We're pushing forward to towards the new trilogy. It's something I really got my eyes set on, but hey, one thing at a time, right? So the heroes, from what I understand about the heroes, is it's actually, we're going to be revisiting some of those Northmen, I believe Black Dow specifically, as well, just some others. But it revolves around like a big old battle. From what I understand, it's like the majority of this thing is just like these several days in this battle. And that sounds amazing. I have a lot of like faith and trust in Abercrombie at this point that I know that he will entertain me throughout. Next book, Ching, The Wastelands by Stephen King. If you guys have been paying attention to the channel, you might be noticing that we've been slowly working our way towards that dark tower, and this is the next step in that process. I was actually really blown away by the drawing of 3, so man, I'm just really excited to continue. I don't know anything about what's going to happen in this book, but knowing, just kind of going off the previous 2, I imagine that it's going to be crazy and probably filled with a lot of chaos and calamity, because it just seems to be kind of a cursed adventure that these guys are on. Who knows? Maybe they'll catch a break. Next up, we got ta-da, Faithless by Graham Austin King. Now, this is supposed to be kind of a darker like fantasy tale. The one thing that really like caught my eye about this is just kind of like the world building that's being done in here, because it's actually supposed to be like a very confined story. From what I understand, it's kind of like takes place inside these mines, and that to me was something I really wanted to dive into, because we always like get into fantasy for these gigantic worlds. I'm really interested in getting into some that are very small, tight spaces, maybe uncomfortable, Next up, we got The Left Hand of God by Paul Hoffman. So, from what I understand about this book, guys, is it's actually supposed to be a pretty decent grimdark novel. I do believe it's kind of like these kids that are coming out of this church. Maybe it's, not exactly the same church that you guys all went to on Sunday. But, yeah, it's supposed to be pretty dark, dastardly. I've had somebody tell me there's some trigger warning stuff going on in here that's pretty brutal. I guess we will find out. Next up, we got some stocking stuffers for psychopaths. Nah, I'm just joking. This is actually a pretty beloved series. I've just cracked into the first book. So this is Stephen R. Donaldson and his Thomas Covenant Chronicles of the Unbeliever trilogy, the first one. So yes, I've read Lord Foulsbane. So now we're going to be getting into the Ill-Earth War, as well as The Power That Preserves. That's book 2 and 3. This is one of those series or like trilogy series. It's loved and hated. It is what it is, guys. But I actually really enjoyed the first book. I thought it actually made me think quite a bit. And as I'm getting older, I'm certainly becoming more appreciative of the cerebral reads, no matter what the genre. But I'm always really kind of interested in fantasy settings. So this guy, Thomas Covenant the Unbeliever, is a leper. It's kind of like a Portal fantasy series, guys. And he's not exactly a easy guy to follow, but this series will make you ask questions, and maybe there's just no actual answers to these questions, but it's cool that it provokes this kind of thinking. The next book, Ash and Bones by Michael R. Fletcher. Guys, it shouldn't be so surprising that we're picking up this book, because we just actually finished Smoke and Stone. So here we go. We're going to be continuing our journey with Akachi, the priest who has been sent down to the Growers District, and we'll be following Nuru, the street sorceress. Basically, at this point, I'm imagining it's going to probably be on and cracking, because of the way that one, Smoke and Stone, ended. Whew, I'm excited. I feel like this one's going to be high pace, fast pace, in your face, just, ooh, Fletcher. Next book is River of Thieves by Clayton Snyder. Now, guys, this book, I actually just peeked in and read a couple pages. Fucking hilarious. I cannot wait to get into this thing. This really, just those couple pages I read, pushed this thing so far up my list. I'm probably going to try to get to it this month. It is a heist tale, from what I understand. And realistically, guys, people are going to get mad at me for this one. But the little bit I read in here reminded me of Lies of Loch Lamora. But I want to say, This reminded me of like a version of Liza Locke Lamora I want to read. Next book, A Ritual of Bone by Lisey Connolly. Guys, this one is actually making a pretty good buzz on the internet, and I really wanted to check it out. It is, from what I understand, like a medieval setting where like the undead are popping up, but the people have no idea what they are. Like, they don't understand these things that are crawling back up out of the ground. Anyway, I've just heard really good things. I'm excited about this one as well. The next book, The Winter Road by Adrian Selby. So earlier this year, I read Snakewood, and I was really impressed. Very ambitious writing and a huge undertaking, really, in a vastly huge world. So cool thing, though, about that is that Adrian Selby, this book is somewhat of a prequel, as it takes place years before and in the same world, but it's not necessarily like a connected story to the Snakewood tale. So what Adrian is doing is basically he's creating standalones and setting them in his world, which I think is awesome, because for the fantasy reader, like, you could get into Adrian Selby's stuff anywhere you want, as well as it just makes him kind of like an author that's great for in between, man. Like, if you're switching between series, what better way than to get a kick-ass standalone? Well, guess what? Adrian Selby got you back. I'm going to be reading this one. I think this is the next one I'm reading, so look out for that. Next book, Ching, Shadow and Claw. So this is actually the first half of Book of the New Sun. So this is 2 books by Gene Wolfe. Guys, I don't know a whole lot about the Book of the New Sun. I know that it's highly praised. It's supposed to be some really good dark fantasy, kind of like sci-fi elements, just crazy. But also, from what I understand, is that Gene Wolfe has a very, maybe a very like stylized prose, maybe heavy or intelligent, maybe you would, describe it as. Either way, I have noticed myself, as I've evolved as a reader, I've kind of started to enjoy some of this stuff that maybe I thought pretentious at one point. So I'm really actually excited. I'm not probably going to be getting into this anytime soon, because honestly, right now, R. Scott Baker has most of my attention as far as authors with powerful prose. I don't really want to devour too many stories that are written in that way. You know what I mean? I can only handle so much advanced writing. You know what I mean? I gotta get back in the gutters and get that straightforward storytelling in me. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I get sick, guys. I got way off topic here. Do I still got my job? All right, cool, fuck. And last but not least, Ching, The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, yeah, guys. So earlier, just a little bit ago, I did a reread of Prince of Thorns. And I've never really thought myself to be too much of a rereader, but I had so much fun rereading that book that it made me wonder about some of those older books that I have read in the past and really loved. Maybe I want to revisit them. So I'm going to start, I think, with this guy, because for those that don't know, man, Anne Rice was the gal. That was the gal that stole the show. I wasn't reading anything except Anne Rice for quite a while, actually. So yeah, and realistically, out of all the stuff I read, I would say this is my favorite book of hers. So yeah, I'm really excited to get back and to, just follow the brat prince Lestat, the Lion Court. So yeah, lots of fun, guys. Well, thanks for spending some time here, guys. I want to say, happy holidays. Hopefully that this book haul video, was slightly confusing, because I don't think a book haul video is really a book haul video unless there's just some crossed wires and things not making sense. There's got to at least be some kind of summary of a book that's completely off, right? So hopefully I have done that. Otherwise, maybe I should be fired. So, like I said, hopefully I fucked everything up just right. So that you can see me again in the future. I don't know when that will be because, man, it's... Unless you guys start sending me... Nope, I didn't say that. Alright, guys. You know, in all seriousness, I really, really do, from the bottom of my black heart, I wish everybody a happy holiday. And just, you know, I hope during these hard times that you can find some way to just, you know, reach some measure of happiness and just, you know, not get too bogged down in all the bullshit. You know what I mean? I really think that this is a time where we should try to be, you know, just a little cheerful. You know, we're just rolling off of being thankful. Let's try to keep that, like, let's try to keep that energy going. You know what I mean? I know we're all about death, destruction down here at this channel, but, you know, maybe this is the season for us to show a little love, huh? No? No? Okay, yeah, never mind. All right, everybody, yeah, fuck. Bye.